Hi everybody, and welcome to today's tutorial about Bezier curves. Just a few notes to start with. First of all, they're really great for creating any sort of freeform shapes. Next thing, remember to change them to two-dimensional. It makes them loads easier to work with. Also, we need to convert them to a mesh, just like we do with text. And the two main tools we'll be using are E for extrude and F to create new faces. Right. Just to quickly show you the end product. So this is what I've created. Obviously we're going to be doing the Nike tick. So one thing you must do to start with is find a decent picture of the Nike tick and download it. Right, as you can see, I've already downloaded my one. Okay, so starting with a new Blender file, first of all I'll delete my cube and add my curve, Bezier. Now as I scroll around, zoom in on it, you can see that it's not straight, it's a curve. Funny that. So one of the first things we'll do is actually, if I press tab and show you this at the moment in edit mode, you'll see what it looks like in 3 dimensions. But as soon as we go to our Bezier curve tool and change it to 2 dimensions, you'll see that all those arrows are removed, which is going to make it quite a lot easier to work with. Right, I'll just make that a bit smaller and go back to object mode. What I need to do first is to add my graphic. So I'm going to press N to bring up this menu at the side and go to background images. I'll give that a tick and open up the menu and add my image. Tick. And on my number pad I'm going to press 1 and 5 and then we're able to see it. Okay, what I want to do first is just move my curve, and I'm going to actually straighten it out before I work with it. So tab to go into edit mode and I'll zoom in. What I want to do is grab these handles and just drag it down until they're all straight. Okay, so I've got a perfect straight curve now. Tab to go back, 1 and 5, whoops, 5. Now what I need to do is convert it to a mesh. So we'll go Alt C, mesh from curve and also text. We've used this one before. Right, I might just rotate this a little bit more so we're starting off with something around about what we want. Tab to go back into edit mode. So you'll see what's happened since we've created it in a mesh, converted it to a mesh, is now it's got all these little handles or nodes along it. These things we can grab and move, right? Now, after quite a bit of playing around and doing this tick multiple times, I think one of the easiest ways to actually start off is if I just A to unselect, B to box select, and I'm going to select all of them except for one, delete vertices, so I'm just left with 1 point. Right, whoops, sorry about that, I'll just pan across, and if I grab it in the middle there, we can move it in on all axes. Oops, sorry. Right click to move it, left click to place it. So I'm going to start up at the point here. And what I'm going to do now is E I'll actually zoom out so I can see a little bit more of my tick. Oops, sorry. And I'm going to press E to extrude. Now I'm going to bring that point down to approximately where it starts to curve. And I'll pan across, holding Shift, and zoom in a bit. So as you can see, it's really up to you. Unless you get a vector graphic, you are going to end up with quite a blurry edge to here. So it's up to you to decide where you're going to put your points. I try and put them in the sort of grey area in between the white and the black, obviously. So I'm just going to E to extrude, E. So obviously, if you want to get a really tight curve, you'll need to put more points in. I'm just trying to do this quite quickly so you get the idea of what I'm doing. I'll pan down. Now, one thing we've learnt before we go any further, with the 3D printer, it doesn't really like to print sharp corners like that, or sharp edges. So what we need to do at the end of our tick is to give it a little bit of a edge like that. Now I'll bring it down this side. Now once I get to this end, we need to join these 2 points together. Excuse me. So I'm just going to press Shift and right click on that point as well. And we're going to press F to create a new face, and you'll notice that now they're joined. So if I zoom out, pan across, and A to unselect, and then A to select all of them, if we press F, that has now created a face on the whole surface of it. So if I rotate my view, now we can E to extrude it out, so have it as thick as we want, and you've got your Nike tick. It's pretty rough at the moment though, so what I did with my Nike tick, I just press 7 on the number pad, I put in some loop cuts, so several of them with Control R, and left click to place them. And then what I did, A to unselect and B to box select, I grabbed that top layer there, scale with S on my keyboard, and I think I scaled it to about 0.9 or about 0.95. Okay, it's up to you. Once you do that edge, oops, it's happened again. I haven't selected everything. I'll go back to 7, undo, click on my little handy dandy button there, unselect, reselect the top, and scale it by 0.95. Awesome. Repeat that at the bottom. And if we have a look, now it's sort of got this beveled look on the edges, which makes it a little bit nicer design. Okay, what I'm going to do now is just quickly show you my final design, which I've played around with a little bit more than that one, the one that I showed you at the start. Sorry guys. bear with me. I think I call it just do it turns. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone and to the next step and added a little logo to it, personalised it, just do it, and also I've added a hole in there so it could be attached to my key ring. Okay, so good luck with your Bezier curves, guys. Enjoy doing your Nike tick. Remember, just do it. These Bezier curves though, you can also take to the next level, and I'm just going to show you the what I've been working on for our school production, Footloose, which is coming up on the 24th to the 28th of June. And I worked on a quick logo for them. So this is the gentleman who's dancing. As you can see, I've got several versions of it here. And then I have added a bit of depth to him. So he's actually the highest thing here. We've got the Footloose and the musical text up there, and his sort of shadowy background as well. So that actually took me ages to do. What I'd like you guys to give a go is to choose anything you would like to use Bezier curves on after you've done your Nike tick, and experiment with your curves and send me your work. Good luck everybody. Bezier curves, I think, are a lot nicer to work with than silly Boolean modifiers that always seem to stuff up.